Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Hollow Knight mini-series of how I beat Pantheon 5. Up today we have the charm binding, which is going to be a bit of a long one, so strap in for that. We are going to first take a look at what got me on this run. I did this on my 4th try, so we died 3 times in charm binding. Once to Zope, once to the Pure Vessel, and once to the God Tame. It was a pretty unfortunate event. Collector was kicking my ass, but I eventually got him. Got into the God Tamer fight, was really low, and just couldn't close it out. Oh well. But yeah. Before we get into it though, I want to give a huge thanks to everybody that's watching, because this series seems to be doing decently well, so if you're new here, welcome. We have plenty of more stuff coming. The Tale of Quartz, the fan-made DLC, just got released. Let me know if you're interested in me taking a look at that, because it looks pretty good. I've only seen like maybe the first few minutes of it, but it looks really good to me. Yeah, let's get into the charm binding in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, into the Vengeful Eye King. The start of all Pantheon 5. There's no charms to tell you, because obviously we're charm binded. We have access to all of our tools, but we don't have any charms, so no long nail, no quick slash, no unbreakable strength, no shaman stone, which means our DPS is actually a lot slower. It means I need to rely on spells a bit more than I usually would. And yeah, most of these fights will turn into an endurance battle, which isn't something I particularly am interested in or fond of. I'm used to blitzing down fights that I don't like, be that with like shredding them with unbreakable strength and quick slash, or just like spamming shaman stone shade souls into them, but that's not really an option. Yeah, that was Vengeful Eye King. I guess what this one will turn into, or the advice for this binding, will be like defensive tips. So for Gru's Mother, I'd say the defensive tip is just keep a timer in your head. It's gonna be about like 5-10 seconds between each of Gru's Mother's attacks, because if you get caught off guard by one of like her startup, you're gonna get hit. If you can't tell, I'm a bit icky, a bit sick, or I have been in the past. So like, you keep a timer in your head about when the Gru's Mother's about to attack, and you just back off a bit, because there's no reason to always be up in this space. Here we have False Knight. Honestly, you should not have any trouble at any point with False Knight. I like to use Cyclone Slash, because it gets him as he's standing up as well, so you get a couple of extra hits in. But I don't know if that does all damage or not. I feel like it does, but I don't know. Massive Moss Charger is still easy. It's a bit awkward with the muscle memory, you see there. Like without Quick Slash, you can't just stand there and swing at him. You have to do this sort of weird back and forth motion. You can sort of stand there, but he gains on you and he'll eventually hit you. So just keep him at a distance, keep swinging, get the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Love the Hornet. Always try and hit her when she's coming down. I don't think she's even vulnerable at that point. That's just fun to do. Hornet isn't too bad. I mean, to me it's just like getting all the hits in. Tried to be cheeky with a Shade Soul and turn around, but it didn't turn me around in time. Oh well. The defensive thing for Hornet, I guess, is look out for that like flurry attack in the air, because it can catch you out a few times. Gorb. There isn't much to say with Gorb that hasn't been said already. I like to keep on the center platform in these fights. Just, you know, it just keeps me not safe, but it's a comfort thing. And the more comfortable you are in a fight, the less likely you are to do stuff and panic. So we're on to his third phase now. He's shooting 3 bolts. And he should be going down any second now. I'm curious as well for any feedback anybody has. If there's any like Hollow Knight stuff you want to see from me, let me know. I'm thinking of doing some speedruns maybe as well. Some like any percent. Try and get it like sub 1 hour or something. Dunk Defender. I'd say his toughest move is this one, where he dives underwater or under the ground, but he's sort of half above it, because that's a bit quick and it's a bit hard to pogo. You can dash through it or dash away or anything you want really. I like to Cyclone Slash him because he doesn't move a lot and he's quite big, so you can mostly get all of the hits in. And if you didn't know, if you mash Cyclone Slash, it does more hits and it stores you in the air longer. So Warrior, standard. This fight isn't too hard. I'd say like one of the biggest skills to get comfortable with is dashing on somebody who's or pogoing on somebody who's dashing to you. I don't know what I said, help. Because that's a really easy punish and it'll get you out of harm's way. Like pretty much whenever I'm jumping, I'm hitting down as well. Still trying to get that Dream Nail on the Brooding Morleg. I've done it a couple times. It's not easy. Yeah, for Morleg, just maximize your DPS time. And when he does the jump, the first jump will be towards you. The second jump will be towards the half of the arena which is furthest, or which is like the most clear. So even if he like jumps towards you, sometimes he won't even jump away, he'll jump towards you again. Like just because that, he'll jump to the other half of the arena. I don't quite know how it works, I'll be honest, but he can mix you up with those jumps. Oro and Mato, it's... The danger really is that nail swing. Because it's so big. It's so, like, hard to get out of and, like, deceptive. I like to charge nail arts when he's charging his nail arts. That's already essential though. And since we have like so much soul, there's no reason to not be taking like full advantage of that. I'm very fortunate over there that I didn't get hit by the actual nail art and I just bumped into him. Dash slash is very good. Because the window for punishing these guys on their swings like isn't very large, so if you can get like a powerful hit, then that's good. I had a tip. Oh yeah, when you're between them, they're going to do one of like two things. Or one of three things, I guess. Either they're both going to swing at you, which is like the worst result. One of them is going to jump at you, and one of them is going to swing, or both of them are going to jump at you. If they both swing, I guess the best you can do is really jump. If one of them swings and one of them jumps, you have to dash in the direction of the one that's jumping and get out that way. If they both jump, then you can dash away, or you can do my patent pending descending dark, which always gets you hit, but does great damage anyway. But yeah, that's Oromato. Bow. Shows respect. I also want to take a look at like all of the because I haven't like gone into Hollow Knight modding a lot. I also want to go into like all the different Hollow Knight models you can get. Pro tip for Zero: don't jump into the hole. Yeah, this one is really just about being patient, because he drifts left and right. You're never not going to have an opportunity to hit him, and going to these like really mini side platforms really isn't it. You can if you're feeling confident, but I think it's just a trap really. Keep where you can see him really, and since you have so much soul, just upload into him. It's the best cheese that you have. Not too shabby. Crystal Guardian. Yeah. Yeah. You know. Any damage that you take in this boss should be like 100% luck, like that. Yeah. Oh, he's dead. Soul Master. Just being aggressive with him, getting your punishes. And like, there's no shame if you're not feeling like confident in like going for a lesser punish, because like there's for a spinny orbs, like I do the slash or like nail dash nail then another nail Yeah, well, you get it. I get like 3 hits off of him by weaving dashes into the combo. There's no shame in going for a lesser like punish if it means you don't get hit. Because at the end of the day, if you don't get hit, then he can't kill you. Put that on a plaque, put that on a t-shirt, you know. Oblobbles. This one I was afraid of because, I mean, there's no cheese. Well, there's not as much cheese. So what I like to do for these guys is my first mask I treat as completely like invaluable. Until I get hit in this fight, I'm playing it like completely like I'm doing Radiant. As soon as I get hit, all bets are off and I just go balls to the walls and just try and kill him. I don't know. I feel like that's just the weird thing I do. And you should treat every mask technically like your last, but you see I get hit once, then I'm just like, cowabunga it is. Get some soul back. He's about dead. That was a very, very fortunate like pattern. They both bunched up really well. And we're on to the best fight. Sisters of Battle. I did not mean to dash there. I'm sure you know that. It's definitely weird playing without charms. Because like in the base game you can sort of like you know, you play a new file and you're without all of your charms that you're familiar with. But in the boss rush you really feel it. You have no damage, no nail range. It's nothing you'd really want. And, you know, the damage really suffers. Maybe that's just me being, like, too used to it, too used to the cheese. But who knows? Here I'm just having a bit of fun pogoing them. It's more dangerous than this fight really needs to be. I tried to dash into the wall over there, but I couldn't wall jump off the wall before hitting the spikes. I've done that like a couple of times, maybe. It's not the most reliable or the safest tech, but it is one of the techs out of there. It's one of the techs ever done. Nail hit, nail hit. And by hit I mean Shade Soul, because words are hard, and that's this is a battle, and of course we bow. I've also been having a good time replying to you guys in the comments, like hearing you guys' experience with P5. So let me know how you're doing with it. It's amazing how this game is still so active. The wait for Silksong really has us all bleeding Hollow Knight dry for all of its content. Because we just want more, really. Some Mamu. Another tip for Mamu, I guess, would be don't stand too close to the walls because they're vines. You don't want to get double hit. Like, Mamu will hit you into the vines and it's just a horrible time. Fluke Mom is really just about figuring out the patterns of the flukes. Because they're a bit bouncy and they're a bit hard to predict. But not panicking is like a big thing. With Broken Vessel, it's your basic advice. Don't jump too much. Try and hit him with the double hits. When he jumps, hold your dash. Hold your dash until you know where he's going to land. The amount of times I've dashed into him after that, after he jumps, is just like too much. He has like a big hitbox as well. Like when you knock him, you can't really pogo him because he'll get up and he'll just bonk you with his horns. Your boy Galen. His most threatening attack, walking into you. And here, that small nail is really coming to bite me. I'm missing a lot of swings. Careful about the giant scythe swing into the wall, because it can disturb its pattern like a lot. And yeah, not too bad. Keep us stopped up. And on to the next. Shio. Is there any advice for Shio that I haven't given already? Don't let that happen. Don't let him just jump onto you. He does that. He does the purple attack like fairly rarely. The timing usually comes out that when he does that attack, if I shade soul him a couple of times, he knocks over. But it doesn't seem to be happening this fight, because of course not. Just try not to get like stuck underneath him, really. And we take him down.
Bam. Finnen.
Enjoy the spa soup. Hive Knight. How to beat Hive Knight in an extended confrontation. Really, it's just about not making like the silly mistakes. Like, I wouldn't class that as a silly mistake. That's like a tough pattern. But like, if you get hit consistent, if there's an attack like this dash, for example, like that dash, for example, that you can't do, like you can't figure out how to like consistently dodge it, then you need to figure out how to consistently dodge like the basic attacks. That's basically all Hollow Knight is. Figure out the basic attacks, so when the exceptional circumstances happen, you can take hits and it's not too bad because you still have health. Elder Who being Elder Who, you know how it goes. This fight is a lot about the drift, your aerial drift. So when you're jumping into him, like reacting, it's a bit tough, but try and react to like what attacks are coming down and try and shift into the into the gaps, and you could just shade dash if you're not confident. Now the collector is real tough because you can't one-shot the ads. At least we have enough soul to sort of mitigate that, but it's still a really tough fight. Sometimes just like when you're playing this fight, you sort of want to do it at high speed, like kill the ads as quickly as possible. Taking just a second to get some distance and line up a good Shade Soul can really help. And sometimes, if you can, try and get the collector in the Shade Soul. It's easy to like kill all of them with a Shade Soul before the collector falls down, but it's not optimal. Like all this damage I'm taking. God Tamer, I died to you once because Collector gave me a hard time, but at 6 health you're not too bad. The first jump that the God Tamer does at the start of a fight, it will always jump towards you. So at the beginning of a fight, get as close to the Tamer as possible, then back off, so the Tamer doesn't like take up all the stage control. Also, this acid attack is a bit hard to judge, but a good way to dodge it is to jump backwards through it, because if you stay on the ground, it's gonna be hard. But in the air, there's like a decent gap between the acid spit. And getting underneath the when he does the rolling attack, when he jumps off a wall, is a good way to make sure that you have access to the rods, to the big guy, so you can just attack him instead of the silly little Tamer. Dream Nelgrim twice, it's optimal. And don't piss him off, because that's rude. Grim is another one. If you learn how to do the basic attacks well, then you're just gonna not take damage. For this attack, you really just have to learn how to do like short hops and control the height of your jump properly. That's a good healing phase right there. You can dash out of those like pillars, spikes I guess, like pretty quickly as well. It definitely feels good when you get comfortable enough to do those Shade Souls. When he goes into that bat form, I don't think it's possible for him to die in the bat form. So if you know he's like really low, because you've seen like 3 of these pomegranate attacks, he's below 75% health or below 25% health, and you hit him a bunch in the bat form, it's very possible that he's 1 hit away from death. So just hit him once. Like that. Just don't lose, forehead. Then we get a break. This is sort of a halfway point, isn't it? I guess it makes sense that there's one here. Watcher Knights. Watcher Knights are hard in extended battle, and there I'm getting mixed up by my short nail. It's about being comfortable in the arena. It's always about not biting off more than you can chew. And being very aware of the space. If you get yourself into a corner, then you're going to get hit a lot more than you would. Always remember you have Descending Dark as extra invincibility frames if you need it. And you can only pretty much get 2 hits off before they do their swing, even with Quick Slash. And always remember to dodge underneath the jumping attack. There ain't much else to this fight. It's very, very simple. That's something Team Cherry did really well with these boss fights, is like complexity through layered simplicity is my best way to describe it. So at any given time you know what's happening, but it's gonna be something that you maybe haven't seen before. But the complexity comes out not from what they're doing, it's the fact that there's multiple layers of things that you know that are happening. It's very interesting. Umu. Do not despair. There I got a little bit unlucky with where the where Umu was and where, well, everything really. Usually 2 Umus is enough if you get it like decent enough punish, because like the Umu's explosion on their own deals like a crap ton of damage, and this should kill it. Yep. Please do not hit the jellyfish after the fact. If you want soul, just try and dream nail them. Dream nailing the jellyfish is a good idea. In any case, you get a good like bit of time to heal before the Nosk fight. Nosk is first seen in P5, so it's the only boss really with its like massive intro, I think. I guess Pure Vessel as well has a big intro, but it's Pure Vessel. With the acid attacks, the goop attacks, there is absolutely no point in panicking and moving too much. My way of dodging it is standing still, and if I can recognize that if I can recognize that I'm in an area that is going to get hit by acid, then I have to react and move. Otherwise, the more you move, the more likely you are to get hit. That's at least my take on it. But like, panicking too much and moving too much is not going to help you at all. And like, look at how many times I've just stood still and the acid is like nowhere near me anyway. And sometimes you just have to abandon the good punish to get some safety. Sometimes just jumping as well is good for the acid, because once they drop down on the ground, they sort of spread out a bit. It's not too big anyway. Here I get mixed up again by short nail a lot, so I'm gonna go for a lot of punishes that I really just can't. Like this up, like when he just does the dive. When he just does the jump and dive, I try and go after that, and I don't usually get the punish right there. This probably would have been a good place to demonstrate the Abyss Shriek attack, but it's fine. I think at this point I was sweating a bit. So the way to fight defensively against Sly is you just really have to let him do his attacks. The main attack that's dangerous is the 2-hit combo followed by Buzzsaw, this one. You just have to give him space. If you gear like your entire fight around that attack, 1, 2, then look under him, then you get stage control. Then all of the other attacks you can sort of react. The jump and dive isn't too hard. Dash slash isn't very hard. The cyclone has a lot of wind up to it, so you don't need to like position specifically for it. Just react, and you can do it. The other problematic attack in this fight is the charge slash, because that comes out really fast and it does 2 damage. Here I'm saving, I think, my soul for Hornet, especially for a bit of heals, because a long fight with Hornet is not a fun prospect. Hornet 2, it's a very tough fight. Not least of all because this arena is also very bright and it's a bit hard to make out details. At least for me. I don't know if that's a problem that other people have, but it's just a bit saturated. So how do you fight Hornet in the extended battle? Not like this. I'll tell you something. Getting rid of traps, just taking a bit of time. Like when Hornet is like not an immediate threat, just take care of the traps. She's gonna be like down for a bit, so when she's stunned, just go clean up a bit. and your Shade Soul can also get rid of him. You can pogo that when she throws out her nail. So if you're falling into it and you have nothing left, no resources, you can pogo it. It's gotten me out of damage a couple of times, and it's pretty badass to do that in the moment. Up next, who do we have? Oh yeah, this guy. Is there really any advice for this guy? He's doing the whole like Frankie invincible thing right now by keeping his back to the wall. I think that's pretty funny. Look at him. He knows my strategy now, and he's just keeping his back to the wall. Oh, we got him. See how he fired one laser at the end? Criminal. Criminal. That triple, like, upward slash that he does, it's pretty consistent that if you're swinging, you're gonna parry it. So I'm not too, like, threatened by that move. It's not like another similar attack, like white defenders, like slam down or something like that. See what I mean about him having a big hitbox as well? You sort of hit him and then he just, yeah, he'll just bounce at you. He's also like pretty vulnerable to Cyclone Slash sometimes, if he feels like it. Here I forget that there's like an entire other guy that doesn't die when the boss dies, so I just lose all my temporary health. No eyes. More ghosts will spawn, the less health she has. It's a good indicator of how the fight's going. Please do not get double hit. I got pretty upset at that double hit, so I just had to, you know, take a second to detail. A lot of this fight is just planning out the move after your next move. So like when a ghost is coming towards you, you don't want to be panicking, right? So like if you dash off a platform in a reaction to a ghost coming at you, you don't want to be like, oh, what do I do now? It should be apparent. It should be, oh, I'm dashing off a platform, I need to double jump to get back, or like I need the descending dark to dodge the next ghost. It should never be like a second thought. The right side of this arena is a lot harder to do anything in. It's a lot more claustrophobic. So I kind of just wait for her to be on the left side. And that's a lot easier. Also, if she's in this bottom right, sometimes I go for her. Sometimes I just fire a Shade Soul from the other side of the arena and it goes through the vine, so it's fine. Yeah. And there's noise. Traitor Lord. Have faith that you can dash through him. He will just fall over. And then react whenever he does the shockwave attack. React better, you know? If you're on top of him, he'll only do one shockwave. That's dangerous because then you probably won't have Shade Cloak up for when he dashes at you. Like that, so you just have to back off. That's the only thing that really should be dangerous in this fight. White defender. An extended fight against the white defender is just healing, really. You can heal whenever you want, and there's no need to hold on to soul because you get a like checkpoint afterwards. And then cheese him if you can. I never got into really the rhythm of it at that time. It's unfortunate. You can hit the poop balls away. Something I forget myself most times I fight this guy and I just get hit. Not this time though. You can hit him on the way up and on the way down when he jumps out. It's just a bit of extra damage, and any extra damage makes the fight go faster, and we love that. Getting familiar with the that attack, the slam down, is pretty paramount to this fight because it's very fast. You just need to be on the lookout for the tail, which is like he sort of winds up a hit downwards. Also, when he goes underground, there is a very decent window for you to hit him, even though he's out of sight completely. I wouldn't say it's like a massive window, but you can still hit him pretty consistently. And there he goes. Soul Tyrant. Same Soul Tyrant. Just get into the rhythm. That's just my favorite word for Hollow Knight, really. But the bosses are so well designed, there's not much to say. There's not much like advice I can give you for 4 instances of the same boss. For his slam down attack, you have to be ready to dodge the initial slam and be ready in case he does a fake out. So the way I like to do that is usually it's dash on the ground and then jump, but there's so many ways to do it. There's so many mix-ups. As long as you don't burn everything on the first one. See, dash, and if dash and then jump, then you should be fine. I mean, even D-Dark, if you're like completely struggling to figure it out. And you can pretty much, like, if you can't reach him with your nail, just fire a Shade Soul at him. Usually, like, if he's not doing his massive, if he's not doing this attack, he stays in place for like at least enough time to get hit by a Shade Soul. And if not, you just miss, and that's fine. You just try it again next time. Dash away, double jump. Nail dash nail is like a very like interesting thing. It's something I think people should learn to do in this game. It's very useful, especially with Shake Cloak. It's just good damage. And and like learning the most efficient ways to like guide those orbs into the ground. Oh, Markov. Oh, Markov. Look at him, just taunting me.
Bill, mine.
Look at him taunting me, being like 1 pixel out of range for dash slash. What advice do we have for Markov this time? Hit him away with your Shade Soul, charge your dash slash whenever he's doing the thing. Be careful when you're using the left wall, when you're clinging to the left wall, because he can just decide, I'm spawning one of my nails in the wall, like completely out of view, and they just like appear behind you. Also, if you're falling quickly, like if you're falling like from the top platform to the bottom platform, those nails can spawn on top of you if you're moving quick enough, which is another thing to look out for. Very annoying. He does his spinny shields in the worst place in the arena again. The same thing happened last time, which is great. And then he just like literally just will literally just glide into me. Yeah. We finished him off not too tough that time. All of our health was Zote. Invincible, fearless, sensual, mysterious, enchanting, vigorous, diligent, overwhelming, gorgeous, passionate, terrifying, beautiful, powerful, great Prince Zote. I got all of them, I'm happy. He runs faster than you. It's very important to the fight. You cannot outrun him, even with Sprint Master. You cannot outrun him, I don't think. Getting some space for yourself when he spawns the exploding ones is very important. Even if it's just clearing out 1 or 2. Just having Sulfur D-Dark is your main out in this, and yeah, most of his attacks can be solved with a good dive. And it doubles for damage. So a lot of times it's just like, oh, it gives me invincibility, right? That's the main reason to do it. However, it's also very, very good for damage. Whenever you see him charge up that attack, it's good to jump away. Because even if he falls over, then you know you've already jumped over the shockwave that's about to happen. If he does the swingy nail of infinite swings, then you're ready to double jump and start pogoing him if you need to. Tail champion. It's a very simple fight. You know, just don't challenge him when he's doing shockwaves. When he jumps at you, you dash under him. And then you get a couple nail swings off, don't get greedy. Look out for the falling rocks, because they do be falling. Resist all temptation to try and punish the shockwave swings. And he doesn't really have much health, I'll be honest. And here I'm gonna harvest a bunch of soul. I could have gone a bit more, but not too fast. The rocks when he's doing the tantrum are just 3 damage. So there's no need to waste Shade Souls when there are rocks to be used there. That was unfortunate, like pattern of rocks there. Like very close to the wall. I couldn't really get behind them to hit them back at him. But yeah, that's pretty much a fight. And we have like 17 years to get some soul afterwards. Nightmare King Grim. How do you beat Nightmare King Grim in a consistent fight or in a war of attrition? Well, there's not much to it really. It's how you would normally fight Nightmare King Grim. There's not too much variance in this. If you're trying to do Shade Souls during that phase, the advice I'd have is try and, after you've done the Shade Souls, hold in instead of holding away, because the balls that he fires at you are going away from him. So if you go against the flow of the projectiles coming at you, then you're more likely to dodge them. But again, it's a case-by-case thing. The hardest move I found is the dash on the ground. That one can be a bit inconsistent as well, dash from the sky. And be very careful about like where the fire patterns are. Get a heal for an extra hit. Oh, I don't think that was. I'm on 6 health now, so I didn't even get an extra hit. Oh well. And I can't really demonstrate the Shade Soul stuff either. But as long as you get your enough soul for your Abyss Shrieks, then you should be fine. And he's pretty much dead. See, I think what happened there is I hit him a lot while he was... Well, I hit him when he was transforming into the bat, so he's on basically 1 health. You just hit him once and he dies. And on to the last, or second to last fight. I was about to say last segment and then last fight, and then yeah, got confused, mixed up in the head. Charmless, this fight really, like, I didn't like the nail length. I'm very used to fighting this with long nail. I'm very used to like all of the fights with long nail, but especially this one, you need to be like very precise with your pogos. I'd say the best advice for that I haven't given yet for this is this attack. This, like, what I do for this attack is I jump. Well, if I'm airborne, I dash through it. You don't want to be too high, because then the rest of the ones that go up are still going to be there, since they haven't fired yet. And they're just going to hit you. There, I double jump a bit late. But this fight is going okay, because we've already gotten him to like his last-ish phase, because we've seen his void attack. Yeah, this only happens when he's low on health, and same with this soul attack. There I do something incredibly stupid and go for a nail art in this economy. Yeah, see how I try and drift down before dashing through it? Just about getting comfortable with it, I guess. And there goes Pure Vessel. It's been a long slog, but here we are at absolute radiance. Looking back on Charm Binding is definitely the least fun. I feel like maybe the ownership that you have of your own build is very like personal, and like you feel like you're doing something more than you are, or like maybe it's just the charms feel essential to doing damage in this game, but like it's definitely harder and a lot less fun to play these fights consistently without charms. It's about getting the good punishes in. When he's doing those horizontal nails, one thing that always confuses me about some people when they do this fight, if you have shade cloak, why are you jumping into the gap anyway? Just dash through the spikes normally. You can see he's about to change to his like second phase when you see the spikes on the other side. So you can just take your time dodging those attacks, because you know nothing's going to be layered on top of it. This is another like rhythm game, I guess. Just get into it. Even if you spend like a few like cycles just like not attacking him, just dodging and dodging and dodging, then that's fine as well. Because like there's no time limit. There's never a time limit. Descending Dark is your friend. Whenever you're like underneath him, whenever these silly orbs are flying at you and you're not quite sure if they're going to survive, just Descending Dark. There I use Shade Soul to stall, so I didn't feel like using my dash, because I might have dashed on top of him and then regretted it. You don't really want to be horizontal of him during that attack. During the laser attack, because you can't. Your fastest like invincibility move is Shade Soul or Shade Cloak. So many shade words. Yeah. So you can't like instantly Shade Cloak away. You can get him with a Bish Shriek from like below this platform. These orbs are probably his most dangerous attack. I think what I should have done there is just like taken VL and just fallen into the pit, taking 1 damage instead of 3. because now it's just a bit sticky, a bit tough. These orbs, they will despawn, or they'll like die if they collide with something. But if they have a small window when they've just spawned, where they will go through platforms. So yeah, I get a cheeky little heal there, just so I can take 2 hits instead of 1. I am horrified of this like climb phase, like the early bits of it, because look at that, he's not even aiming at me, and like he hit me twice in a row, like pinpoint, 100% accurate. So now we have 0 and 0 margin for error. So the thing about this phase is, well, while it's ending, you have to be confident. You have to, if you think, oh, he's gonna teleport soon, you don't want to go for the hit. Just don't think like that. Just go for the pogo as quick as possible. And yeah, if you get hit, you get hit. But it's better to not lose the rhythm than to lose the rhythm.